The April 8th total solar eclipse crosses into Ohio at 3:08 p.m., darkening the skies there for the first time since June 16th, 1806. Now traveling at 2,000 miles per hour, the eclipse reaches the town of Oxford at 3:08 and 15 seconds, lasting there for 2 minutes and 53 seconds. 55 seconds later, the eclipse reaches the 140,000 person city of Dayton. Located almost equidistant from the southern limit of totality as Oxford, the skies over Dayton turn to night for 2 minutes and 44 seconds. 55 miles to the northeast of Dayton, and located only 5 miles off the central line, the shadow of the moon then sweeps through the 9,800 person town of Wapakoneta, Ohio, beginning at 3:09 p.m. Notable for being the hometown of the late Neil Armstrong, first man to walk on the moon, today, the shadow of the moon fittingly sweeps across his childhood home for 3 minutes and 56 seconds. The eclipse then continues through western Ohio, reaching towns including Lima, Findlay, and Marion within 90 seconds of each other between 3:09 and 3:11 p.m. At 3:11 and 42 seconds, totality reaches towns found just northwest of the state capital of Columbus, including the towns of Delaware and Dublin. Columbus proper, however, just 7 miles south of the southern limit of totality, experiences a 99.88% partial eclipse. Simultaneously to this, and on the other side of the path of totality, the shadow of the moon reaches the city of Toledo, home to 250,000 people. Unlike Columbus, Toledo, located entirely within the path of totality, sees the sun disappear for almost 2 minutes. Soon after passing through Toledo, the eclipse brushes southeast Michigan, covering an 80 square mile swath of Monroe County, where the sun is extinguished for up to 90 seconds. This will be Michigan's only total solar eclipse for a 145-year span, as, like Ohio, the next time totality will visit Michigan will be on September 14th, 2099. South of the Michigan-Ohio border, however, the eclipse continues racing through north-central and northeastern Ohio, with the center line of the eclipse path passing into Lake Erie and skirting the Canadian border just west of the 300,000 person city of Cleveland. In Cleveland itself, notable for being the second largest city in Ohio and 13th largest along the entire eclipse path, totality lasts for 3 minutes and 49 seconds, beginning just after 3:13 p.m. 30 miles due south and 45 seconds later, the 190,000 person city of Akron sees the skies go dark for 2 minutes and 48 seconds. Conversely, the towns of Canton and Youngstown, collective population 130,000, just missed totality, instead experiencing 99.95 and 99.92% partial eclipses, respectively. The eclipse then enters the state of Pennsylvania at 3:15 and 32 seconds, now barreling eastward at 2,200 miles per hour. Traversing through the northwest corner of the state, closest to Lake Erie, totality reaches the appropriately named city of Erie at 3:16 and 10 seconds, lasting there for 3 minutes and 41 seconds, subsequently passing through the towns of Meadville, Edinburgh, and Warren over the next 2.5 minutes. The shadow of the moon, over 100 miles in diameter, at this time still continues its passage through Ohio, with the trailing edge of the shadow still well west of Cleveland. Totality finally exits the state of Ohio 3 minutes later, at 3:19 and 29 seconds, and the state of Pennsylvania a little over a minute after that, at 3:20 and 39 seconds. A total solar eclipse will only be seen in either state once more this century, with totality not to be seen in Pennsylvania for another 55 years, and in Ohio for another 75. From here, the April 8th eclipse fully exits the Midwest, continuing to cover the Northeast through New York State and New England over the next 15 minutes. After spending much of the last hour darkening Midwestern farmland and the industrial heart of America, totality is now about to be seen in regions adjacent to some of the most populated areas in the US.